Come unbox and use the Ardo Melia wearable breast pump. My name is Julie Matheny. I am a speech pathologist and IBCLC lactation consultant. I am not paid for or sponsored by Ardo, but I love to educate on different pumps that are on the market so you know how to use them, set them up, and a review of pumps so that you know what kind of pump to get for your pumping journey. Now, Ardo is a Swiss company. It's been out for a long time. They have primary and portable pumps, and they now have a wearable, the Melia or Melia, however you say that. And when you unbox this pump, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am liking this pump, okay? And I'm gonna show you why for lots of reasons. Now, I'm unboxing this. I have had my hands on many of these pumps, but I want you to see what you would see if you get this box. So when you open it up, you're gonna have the two wearable pumps on the top. When you take this tray out, you will find a box with one set of flange inserts, and when you take this up, you'll then have your charging cords. This pump is going to have your usual standard 24 millimeter flange that comes in the soft silicone back of this pump, and for whatever reason they send one set of flange inserts that are a 19. Better than nothing, right? I have found in my practice a lot of people do really well on 19 inserts. I put more people in 17 inserts than 19s, but at least it's a start. So when we're looking at this pump, this is similar to a lot of the wearable pumps on the market right now. You have your motor on top, you have the collection cup, which is a 6-ounce cup down here, so pretty nice, decent size, and you have that nice soft silicone back, which I do like in a wearable. It's a pretty deep wearable, so you can kind of fit the breast in there, and you could put a flange insert. It's the depth of many of the Mom Cozy products. It's deeper than the Eufy, and a little bit more contoured than something like the Motif Aura, which has very little contour to it at all. Okay, so it actually has a pretty good anatomical contour to it. This pump comes off the top, and it does come off very easily. I struggle with some of the other pumps. This one just like comes off very easily, so do be careful that this could get easily knocked off, and you do really want to make sure that it sit on really well, because both of these pumps just hardly any pressure and they pop off. Okay, so this is the motor that you never want to get wet. This is going to have that silicone back that peels off, and you do have to make sure you get it on correctly. This is that backflow protector. And then when you peel this whole thing off, this is the flange piece, and then set inside is the duckbill. Okay, so 4 parts that come apart very easily for cleaning and washing. In my opinion, not too complicated. So that backflow protector goes in the back. You do need to make sure the duckbill gets properly fit, otherwise you won't get suction, and it can be a little futzy or fussy just to make sure it gets in there. This was the trickiest piece for me to get in and out, and you really want to make sure it's set in there well. And then this flange piece, the silicone piece, you do have to have in correctly, otherwise it won't work and it will leak. And you have to have this lined up perfectly, otherwise it won't snap back into place, and you do need to make sure that that is fully snapped on, otherwise you will be wearing your milk. Okay, so make sure that that's all the way on, but in general fairly easy and intuitive to put together. The motor can only go on one way. Okay, now when you turn this pump on, you're going to push the power button. Okay, let's see if it will do it for me. Going to push the power button, and then you have to push this plus button to get it to go. Okay, so turn it on, you'll see the screen, and then you have to actually push this button to get it to go. The pause and play button, this is going to start and stop the pump. Then you have your usual plus and minuses on the front for increasing your vacuum, okay, or decreasing vacuum. The plus, this power button, again, when you push it, again, will put it through the different modes, okay? So when you turn it on and off, you hold the power button to turn it off, hold the power button to turn it on. You're going to push the pause button to get it to play. And this has 4 different modes. Now, this is a very quiet pump. Okay, you can hardly hear this pump. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the most discreet wearables that I've heard in a long time. You can hardly hear it. And let's just say you're to the camera to me and I have this in my bra. You can really hardly hear it. And also, you can't see the LED lights through my bra, but it does have LED lights on top, so you could be making somebody's day by having a little sparkly shiny boob, unless you have, like me, I have a nice thick padded bra. Now you can't see it, okay? But it does have LED lights that stay on. What I do like about this pump is it has lots of vacuum settings. Okay, now in this first mode, the harder you suck, the longer the pull, but it's really not an obscenely long pull. Okay, it's not too bad. When you switch your modes, this is that quick stimulation. You can go harder and it's still not too long of a pull. Now this is a mixed mode. This is going to stimulate for 10 cycles and then do a long pull. Okay, then you have this mode. And again, the harder you suck, the longer it pulls, but it's one of the shortest long pulls I've heard in a long time. Okay, and then we've got one more mode. Okay, so this pump has a lot of settings to play around with for cycle and vacuum. And what I actually really like is the science is solid behind how fast and hard this pump cycles. So this pump actually does mimic how a baby sucks. So when you look at the specs, it can go from a vacuum of 40 to 260. Great pump. And it can go as slow as 32 cycles per minute and as fast as 143 cycles per minute. So you can really, with 15 suction levels. So this pump, honestly, is going to fall into one of my new favorite pump categories for a wearable pump because it has a lot of versatility for its settings. It's quiet and it has this nice 6-ounce container. So this pump could do really well for somebody who wants a wearable. Now, just like any wearable, they do not replace a primary pump, meaning this still has the potential to leave milk behind for some, to not be as efficient. You do have to make sure you get it seated correct in the bra and all the pieces and parts are together. But great motor, great modes with very good vacuum settings and speeds. So the strength has really nice suction, very appropriate suction rates, and the speeds are spot on. So if you're looking for a wearable pump, if you've tried another brand and it hasn't stimulated you well, if you've tried another brand and it just wasn't a good fit for you, or you're looking to try a new wearable, this pump could honestly be a pretty decent wearable. Now you know.